All right, Bucks win, and what a win it was. Buccaneers are in the playoffs. Will either be the 3 seed or the 4 seed as they win the division. Mike Evans gets his 1,000 yards, and what a way to do it. Yeah, fun game. Definitely pumped up. Was not pumped up for this whole game. I say fun game. Fun fourth quarter. This was a bit of a slog through a large part of it. The Buccaneers outscored the Saints 14-0 in the fourth quarter. And even that had some wonkiness. So we'll get into all of it. Let's not bury the lead though. I think the lead is the Mike Evans play, which I was conflicted when Bucky Irving scores a touchdown to put the Tampa Bay Buccaneers up in even 8 points. Obviously, it helps the team. It means that you, as long as you don't give up a touchdown and 2-point conversion, you're going to win the game. But you're sitting there like, Evans is 5 yards away, right? And this is something that has been a streak for over a decade for all of us Buccaneers fans. This is something that was a fun thing to watch as the Buccaneers were horrible, and we've kind of been able to continue it through us now having 5 straight playoff appearances, 4 straight division champions, and the one time we didn't in that stretch, we won the Super Bowl 5 years ago. So it was something we definitely wanted to have happen. Obviously, it's not going to last forever, so I kind of said, okay, it is what it is. But the Buccaneers decide to let Mike Evans have another chance. With around 35 seconds left, they could have just kneeled the game out and won. They trusted Baker Mayfield to not throw an interception. They run a very safe play. I'll say this too. I know, listen, most of us are Buccaneers fans here, not exactly huge fans of the New Orleans Saints. I like that they just played it straight up. They didn't give it to Mike Evans, and they also didn't put 11 guys on him, right? They were kind of saying, okay, we'll play it straight up. Mike Evans gets the play. I did see a Saints player push Evans after he made the catch, which I don't know he got to do that, but okay, whatever. Great moment. I mean, that felt like the loudest the crowd got was when Evans got the 1,000 yards. They won a game that won the division as well, so this was a very fun game. A lot of stuff to unpack. Let's start with the offense, which it didn't start great. Part of it, too, was they only had 3 possessions in the first half. So, I mean, field goal, punt, field goal isn't the worst start to a game, but when that's all you have in the first half, now it's getting difficult. I thought Baker Mayfield was great in this game. I know he had to pick, which the ball was tipped. I still don't love that throw, even if it wasn't tipped, but the tip made it a guaranteed interception. I thought Baker made a lot of really good plays. Some of the rushes he had, you could tell. I wonder if someone talked to him and said, "Hey Baker, you're kind of too important to this team. You can't be taking somebody's hits." We did see a bit more of a cautious Baker for some of these weeks, but here he kind of knew, like, hey, this is for the playoffs. Like, I gotta take some of these hits. It is what it is. He wasn't afraid to. I mean, there were several plays where it's just like he's just not sliding. He's just running and going to get tackled. Also, so in the second half, there was a moment where Baker Mayfield slides late. Gets hit. It was a clean play by the Saints defender, but Mayfield gets up and kind of starts a scrum. And I don't know. I mean, if you're a Buccaneers fan, you might be a Tampa Bay Lightning fan too, as am I. We've seen Pat Maroon do that 100 times, right? Just pick a fight to kind of try to fire up the team. Not only did it fire up the Buccaneers, but it fired up the Saints too much. They committed multiple personal foul penalties on the next play, or on the next on that series. The Buccaneers get a touchdown. Like, that stuff helps. That stuff matters. We sometimes people overhype that stuff, but it is a real thing. So I thought that was fun. And again, some of these throws, I mean, those back-to-back throws to Jalen McMillan were incredible. We can talk about that sequence of Baker Mayfield makes a great play on 4th and 8 to Jalen McMillan, which, hey, credit to Todd Bowles for going for it there. We'll talk about Bowles in a second, but credit to him for going for it there. They convert. McMillan has that penalty, but then another, and listen, I don't like the rule. You don't like the rule. None of us like the rule that if you mimic a weapon, it's a 15-yard penalty. It's the rule, though. You have to know it's the rule. You can't be doing that. It was a stupid play by him, and he knew it. He apologized, and then made the catch of the game. He makes that incredible catch. Baker Mayfield makes his incredible throw, and they're able to get the touchdown to take the lead, a lead they never squandered, because this defense, which was, to be honest, just atrocious in the first half. I mean, just atrocious, because this is a Saints team that came into the game in the past 5 weeks only scoring 8.8 points per game. So that's brutal. I mean, we're talking a touchdown and a safety a game. That's what they're getting, and they did not get stopped in the first half. They scored on all 4 of their possessions, and they ran off so much clock, Tampa Bay couldn't get much offense going. Bulls essentially just said, you know what, they're doing such a good job getting 4 yards every play. Try to get 10. Try to get 15. We're not giving that up anymore. Enough is enough. Saints only scored 3 points in the second half, and that was on a short field. They essentially had nothing going offensively, and even when they had another short field due to the muffed punt, or not muffed punt, screwed up punt by the punter, they weren't able to convert and get any more yard to get in field goal range. So that was huge. Again, Bulls. Listen, we can do the Bulls discussion. We all wanted Bulls fired at halftime, right? We can just admit that to ourselves, that we were all saying that that's what we wanted to have happen because the defense was playing so poorly. Bulls can be frustrating at times. It doesn't always work out, but he is someone who will admit when he made a mistake and move on, and that's what I like about him. And there's good and there's bad with Bulls. I think that people in the comments were getting mad at me last week for having some criticisms towards him. I think that Bowles is an imperfect head coach. I don't think he's a bad head coach either. I think there's maybe ways you could go better. I don't want to lose Liam Cohen. I don't know what to do in this offseason. My honest hope is we just keep both of them, even with how bad Bowles has been at times this season, because they are very injured. There is stuff like that. And some of the players just do have to play better. McCollum, who's had a great year, did not have a great game in this one, I didn't think. But still, a lot to like about this, especially in the second half. So it's also just kind of funny that the Falcons ended up losing, so didn't even matter here. But yeah, what do we do from here? Where do we go? So a lot to talk about. It's a weird team. This is very much a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde team, right? They can destroy the Chargers. They can lose to the Cowboys. They've beaten both the Lions and the Commanders, which matters because out of 3 potential teams that could be playing, those are 2 of them. So the way it sets up now is, as of recording this video, the Rams and the Seahawks are playing each other. If the Rams win, the Buccaneers will be the 4 seed. They will play the loser of Lions-Vikings later tonight. If the Rams lose, and they're playing their backup, so that seems likely. If the Rams lose, then the Buccaneers get the Commanders, who are the 6th seed. The Buccaneers beat the Commanders week 1. Obviously, a lot has changed since then. Commanders have gotten a lot better. Their quarterback is making their first career start. He's now played a lot more and gotten a lot more used to NFL football. Buccaneers have also gotten better. Bucky Irving is now a key part of the offense. He wasn't that early on. So it's an interesting game. I don't think that they are dead. We need more second half defense and less first half defense, though, if we're going to really have a chance come postseason time. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, 4 straight division championships. That ties the record for the NFC South. The Saints won 4 straight, actually just prior to the Buccaneers winning 4 straight, interestingly enough. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. Their overall record, I mean, they went 8-9, 9-8, and now 10-7. So I guess we should expect 11-6 next year. But yeah, they haven't been dominant in this stretch. But we saw last year they beat the Eagles. They can do some stuff, and I don't know. If Baker Mayfield's hot, look out. And he tends to play his best football in the big moments. He was great today. Where would we be without Baker Mayfield? A couple other guys I got to give shout-outs to. Devin Kolb. I want to see more of him. Even if Auden comes back, I want to see more of him. This guy, I mean, he only made a couple catches today, but I think he can really make some plays. He's I like him. I want to see more of him. He's shown some nice things. Yeah, I mean, again, the defense had its ups and downs, but really stepped up in the second half. I thought that the secondary especially was able to kind of clamp on the team, on the Saints in the second half. So that was really good. Vita Vea is awesome, all that good stuff. So yeah, fun game. Personally, I'm now switching gears to rooting for the Seattle Seahawks. It's no disrespect to the Commanders. I think it'll be a good game if those 2 teams play each other. I don't want to play the Vikings or Lions. So, and just, hey, being the 3 seed means there's a higher likelihood of having more home games. So, yeah, rooting for that to happen. We'll see what happens. But yeah, those are my thoughts on all of this. What are your thoughts? Just to be clear, these will continue into playoffs. So, and the Buccaneers will continue into playoffs, so that's fun. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.